How's it going, everyone? My name is George, and today we're going to be talking about the news that broke yesterday about a Man of Steel 2 slash Superman sequel starring Henry Cavill as Superman again, being in the early works. Now, there's no current release date for this upcoming Superman film, but we do know is that Henry Cavill is supposed to be returning. This is also coming after the news broke out last week that Henry Cavill as Superman will be appearing in Black Adam for a brief cameo. And obviously, Dwayne Johnson, lately, has been talking about how he's been trying to get Henry Cavill as Superman to come back for the last 6 years or so, trying to get him into his movie. How Walter Hamada, the DC film president who was going to be leaving after Black Adam, was against the idea, but Mike DeLuca, who is now part of the new regime of Warner Brothers Discovery, agreed to it. And also returning will be Charles Roven, who produced Man of Steel, the Dark Knight trilogy, Batman vs. Superman, and some other DC films. He'll be returning as a producer. And they're currently looking for writers for this film. And Christopher McQuarrie, who is known for directing the more recent Mission Impossible films and also wrote Top Gun Maverick, is on top of the list for writers for the film. It's currently unknown if he'll also be on top of the list for director. But right now they're focusing on getting a writer for this film. And I'm imagining this film's not going to come out for another 2 to 3 years at least, because it's going to take a lot of work. Henry Cavill's got to free up his schedule. But yeah, this is basically solidifying Henry Cavill is returning as Superman. Now, a lot of scoopers and insiders are stating that they were also looking to see how much money Black Adam is going to be making this weekend, how much money it's going to make in total, to see if this will officially happen. Personally, I think it will. I don't think Warner Brothers will be going through all this trouble to get Henry Cavill to come back, because it's not just Black Adam that he's going to be having a cameo in. There's rumors that he might be appearing in The Flash. So the fact that they're trying to get Henry Cavill not as a headless cameo like we've seen in the past, they're actually getting Henry Cavill to appear full on even for a brief moment and not just Black Adam or The Flash, is telling me that they are definitely serious about getting us a Superman film, and it's long overdue to get a Superman film. Now, I'm a huge fan of Man of Steel. I think this is one of the most underrated superhero movies to ever come out, not just in the last 10 years, but in general. I enjoyed Batman vs. Superman, even though it's got many problems. I love the Snyder Cut. And so I want to see more of Henry Cavill as Superman. I feel like there's more story to be told, even if it goes in a different direction, because obviously this doesn't mean the Snyderverse is going to get restored or Zack Snyder is going to come back to direct another Superman film. Most likely we're going to go in a different direction. There's rumors that Henry Cavill wants to go back to the more traditional route of Superman. And I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. I'm just glad that we're getting Henry Cavill back as Superman. I don't care what costume he's wearing. I don't care if he's wearing the traditional costume or the Snyder Cut gray and black costume. I just want to see Henry Cavill come back, and I'm glad that it's looking like he is coming back. And there's a lot of DC news coming out as well. It feels like DC hype is real again. Now, Matt Reeves is also going to be involved in some projects involving some Batman villains. Scarecrow, Professor Pig was some of them, and I think Clayface was also mentioned. They're already working on the scripts for Wonder Woman 3 and The Flash 2, which is pretty interesting because yesterday the news also broke that Ezra Miller is pleading not guilty, and if they are convicted, they can face up to 26 years in prison and a big fine. So, I mean, there's a lot of rumors that David Zaslav and the people at DC or whoever's still there are very high on this Flash film, that it's doing very well with the test screenings right now. So it would make sense that they would have a Flash 2 worked out, even if they plan on recasting Ezra Miller. The Wonder Woman 3 script, that's been kind of on and off because a lot of people have been wondering, is Patty Jenkins still going to direct after how Wonder Woman 1984 turned out, after her Rogue Squadron movie got canceled, basically. But it looks like that's also going to be worked on as well. That'll probably come out in the next couple years or so, next 2 to 3 years. Even though Wonder Woman 1984 wasn't all that good, I still love the first Wonder Woman film, so hopefully we go back to that direction with Wonder Woman. And yeah, there's a lot of exciting stuff finally happening for DC at least. I am excited for next year because we're getting the next Shazam film, we're getting Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, we're getting Blue Beetle, we're getting The Flash. There's really no film announcements for 2024 other than the sequel to Joker, which, while I love Joker, I don't think the sequel is necessary. But yeah, Dwayne Johnson is really showing his power. The fact that he got Henry Cavill back as Superman, and we're going to be getting another Superman film, hopefully in the next few years or so, is very exciting. And I know Superman was in the Super Pets movie, but as far as getting Henry Cavill's version, getting a live action Superman, it's long overdue. It's been 9 years since Man of Steel. It's been 6 years since Batman vs Superman. It's been 5 years since we got the theatrical Justice League. And yeah, I prefer the Snyder Cut a lot more. I know most people do, but still, even if that version had came out in theaters and they still did not go in a direction, it's still been a long time since we've gotten Superman on the big screen, and he's coming back. Superman's one of my favorite superheroes. I love him, Spider-Man, Batman, and Wolverine. They're my top four. And yeah, we've gotten a lot of movies with Wolverine. We've gotten a lot of movies with Batman, a lot of movies with Spider-Man, whether it's event films with other characters or their own movies. But yeah, now it's time we get Superman back on the big screen, and I'm glad that it looks like it's going to be happening. And hopefully, Black Adam makes enough money where they're okay with this, where they want to do this. Because I also know Dwayne Johnson wants to do a Black Adam versus Superman film. So yeah, the future is starting to look exciting for DC. I'm still hesitant to trust David Zaslav due to some of the moves that he's made, but on the DC front, at least it looks like we're starting to get somewhere, which is all I can hope for. Because yeah, I'm a fan of Marvel. I love the MCU, but I'm also a DC fan. I've been a DC fan longer than I've been a Marvel fan. I grew up on Batman the Animated Series, Superman the Animated Series, the Justice League cartoon, the Super Friends cartoon. Like, I grew up on this stuff, so I'm very excited that it's finally happening. Batman 1989 was the second superhero film, live action film I ever saw. I grew up watching the DC animated movies like Batman Mask of the Phantasm, Batman Beyond Return of the Joker. See, I'm excited that we're finally going somewhere with DC. And yeah, what are your thoughts on Henry Cavill coming back as Superman? The possibility of him having more appearances, not just with Black Adam, possibly The Flash and his own film, and a Black Adam versus Superman film. I still feel like we need a Black Adam versus Shazam film because because Black Adam is a Shazam villain. But you never know what's going to happen. It seems like Black Adam's going to play a prominent role in the DCEU moving forward. So we can probably get both Black Adam versus Shazam film and a Black Adam versus Superman film. Let me know your thoughts down below. And are you also excited for some of these other projects? Hopefully, The Flash, as much as Ezra Miller drives me crazy, I'm still looking forward to some of the things in The Flash. And hopefully, the Flash film turns out great, where even if The Flash is recasted, we can get a Flash 2. And hopefully Wonder Woman 3 goes back to like the direction that Patty Jenkins took the first Wonder Woman film with. Are you guys excited for those movies as well? Let me know in the comments down below. And yeah, I almost forgot. James Gunn has a secret DC movie coming out. So yeah, James Gunn's also going to be part of the DC future, which is great because the Suicide Squad, I love the Suicide Squad, and Peacemaker was also awesome. So, yeah, what are your thoughts on all this big news? Just let me know in the comments down below. And I want to thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe already if you haven't. Please share this with someone that's excited for the future of DC, particularly Superman. And I hope to see you guys real soon. My next horror review, Scream, I plan on getting out tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. Take care, everyone.